website, the first thing I do is obviously plug it in when a student turns it in, and I look for sort of what's happening. If it's sort of a general page, I look for the about information more often than not because I want to know like what sort of website it is. The moment I see this one, I can tell that it's open access and all of that, so I'm not really as interested in the website. I may go and explore that. I will in a minute just to cover it. But it lets me know that they are most likely gathering other resources. So they are sort of a gathering point, sort of a Google for a topic. That means I want to go see who the people are and I want to sort of see what's out there. So it lets me know right away that I have two authors. So I know that I'm going to be writing Meyerberg, comma, C, period, and, or the ampersand, Weberg, comma, in, period, and then my parens for a date. So that's where I'm going to go start hunting for a date. But because this looks pretty nice, oh, I was going to point over here because I thought these quotation marks and stuff could lead us to a citation or a reference. It actually has it right here. And so I'm going to use anything that I can from this. Obviously, this isn't APA because it spells out their full names, but already it's set up pretty much like what I was saying. Like it has the last names, it has the first names, has a year, a title. And the other thing is that websites are essentially chapters in a book. That's the new APA approach, which I think is really cool because it's true and it sort of gives us, like I mentioned, a formula. Because before that, it was very open in terms of what we looked at with a website. And so we were kind of stuck being like, well, what kind of website is it? And what could that mean? And like, no one has time for that. So now it's essentially that most of them, we're going to look at it as what page are we looking at and what is the overall website that is hosting it. So this one comes out very much like a journal article because of the type of website it is, but the same concept is going to hold. We're going to look for any authors we can. If there are no authors, if it just sort of says this is presented by website, then I would say, well, Insights wrote it or Insights editors. Then I'm going to plug in any date I can. A lot of times we don't have a great one of these, but what you can do on any page, sorry for the speedy scrolling, is go down and look at the bottom to see what's sort of happening. A lot of times you'll see some sort of copyright date. So I take like the range could be, 2012 to 2022, in which case I'm not going to take the range. I'm just going to take 2022. So you'll find that there are various dates with that. Take the earliest, most recent date that you can from it. So I always look at the bottom of the screen to see what's sort of going on. Sites like this with an actual sort of paper are often doing great things like this that allow us to print, to allow us to get citations and all of that, which is wonderful. So as you can see here, yay, view APA citation on screen, and yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what it would be. And again, it's saying, screens versus paper. This is basically a page, and then this is the book, or in this case the journal, and then it gave us extra details and the page numbers. So super exciting. However, some other things that may come up, it has page numbers. If you downloaded and printed it as a PDF, it could hold that pagination, but it may not. So since we're on the web, we understand that we may not be able to use this within our citations. If we don't print it and we don't see that in a specific way, I'm not going to scroll through here and be like, okay, well, this is, paragraph 24. Instead, I'm just not going to give a location. Every time I cite it, I'm going to use these two last names, Marburg and Weberg, comma, 2015, and that's what's going to go in. If you do print it and you get that PDF and it does have pagination, we count the first page as page 49, and then we will page it after that. Whether I print it or not, I tend to put like little markers on it of what page, quote unquote, it's supposed to be. But this is a great website because it actually gave you some of these details. Many of them don't, and I basically use that chart I was showing you to help me sort of walk through that. And then I plug and play, and I do what I can to find information. I often use the About page to learn about, who the team is, who's editing. It will often say, it's so-and-so and so-and-so do the writing, or it'll say we all present material and we all take credit for it, in which case I'll do something like editorial team. The other thing that I do is I go to the Purdue OWL, APA 7, and they're the best, like out of all online writing centers, which there are plenty of great ones, but Purdue has incredible APA section, incredible MLA section, and a decent Chicago section. So you get three possibilities, and they have, as you can see here, and then you can also get sample papers and just all kinds of stuff. And it also has additional work on things like plagiarism and job writing, so like your CV or your resume. So that's why I use it, because if I can get students on there, they have access to any and everything that will help them as they go through life.